As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, don't try to be a great devotee, just try to be a good devotee. But to do that, one has to chant great japa. And if there is a place to put all of one's effort and energy, it's definitely into japa. It's the one place or the one activity out of all the 64 items of devotional service that Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, specifically asked everyone to make a vow. It's not a small vow because it means that you have to organize your whole life around the principle of chanting. So to do that, one has to stay mindful of what one is doing. Otherwise, it's easy to then think, then means after fading away, that the holy name is an imaginary, chanting is an imaginary process. So we hold such sessions following the advice of Haridas Thakur, who says that along with chanting the holy name of the Lord, one must also have sambandha gyan, or knowledge of one's relationship with Krishna. And it's also helpful to study the nature of the holy name. And when we hear from the Ācāryas, like Rupa Goswami, we can get an idea of what's actually in the holy name. And in a famous verse from the Vidagdha Madhava 1.15, Srila Rupa Goswami says in a poetic manner that Tunde Tandavani Ritim Vitanute Tundavali Labdaye, that when I chant the holy name of the Lord, that I wish that I had many millions of tongues. It's not enough. Karna Kroda Kadambani Gatayate Karnar Bradebhya Spriham. Then he says, I don't have enough ears now. I'm trying to catch the sound because it's so nice, so I want to sprout more ears, many more ears. And then he says, Karna Kroda, what's the third line? No, that's the fourth line. So he says the tongue, the ears, and then Cheta Prangana Sangani. Cheta Prangana Sangani Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim. Says, so when I'm chanting, then the holy name dances within the courtyard of my heart. And Sarvendriyanam Kritim. Vijayate means it conquers the senses. So normally the senses are like serpents. They can bite us at any time. I'm just walking along thinking I'm okay. Next thing, one of the senses comes out and bites, and then like I'm off course. But the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, and then it conquers my senses, he says. And then finally he says, No jane janita kiyadbir amritai krishneti varna twayi. So he says this name is Krishna himself, Krishna Varna, same as Krishna. And he says, No jane janita kiyadbir amritai. Nobody can tell how much nectar is in there. Chanting the holy name, you can't calculate it. It's not possible. So this is coming from our Acharya, Rupa Goswami. So we should know that the nectar is in there. And if I'm not tasting nectar, then it's not the fault of the holy name or the process, but actually I just haven't tasted it yet. So we can remember that it has all beneficial effects, and it's non-different from Krishna, and that if we continue, as we continue to practice, then all these things will be revealed. Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bo. Hare Kṛṣṇa. No echo in here. Okay. So I'd like to welcome and introduce you to a dear friend and godbrother, Bhagavata Ashraya Prabhu, who's come here all the way from Australia to visit ISV. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Prabhu is one of the foremost preachers of Krishna consciousness, and has lived in India with Prabhupada, has preached in Australia and all over Europe. And Bhagavata Shai Prabhu, if you could give us the 90-second version of Suhrit, just for enlivening our chanting this morning. You can, speak about Suhrit for 90 seconds.
Is this on? Yes. Suhrit. Shrinatam swakata krishna punya shravana kirtana hridyanta asto yavadrani vidunoti suhrit satam. This is a very powerful verse from the second chapter of the Bhagavatam. The second chapter of the Bhagavatam to the Bhagavatam is like the second chapter of the Gita is to the Gita. You pretty much have the whole of the Bhagavatam encapsulated in the second chapter. And this is a pivotal verse because, mainly because of the word surit or vidunoti surit. Vidunoti and surit. Surit means the dearmost friend, the closest to the heart. And vidunoti means cleansed by sound. So, Krishna is our dearmost friend, situated within our heart. And as we come into the association of the Lord through the chanting of His holy name, our heart becomes cleansed of material desire at the root. This verse says that the Lord, as the Paramatma, is situated within the heart of every living entity, and He cleanses away the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the truthful devotees who have developed the urge to hear His messages, which in themselves are virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So this is our dearmost friend. Our dearmost friend is the nearest thing to us at all times. Our malady, our misfortune is that we have forgotten Him. But of course, forgetfulness and remembrance are predicated on knowledge. If there is no knowledge, there's nothing to remember and there's nothing to forget. So we know our dearmost friend in a very intimate way. And this chanting is vidunoti. It cleanses away that forgetfulness that is covering us and reveals what is deep within the heart of every living entity. That is spoken by Lord Chaitanya in the beautiful verse, Nityasiddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabo Noi, Shravanadi Sudha Chitta Karaye Udoi. That this love for Krishna is dormant within the heart of every living entity. It doesn't have to be acquired from anywhere. It doesn't have to be brought from anywhere. Through the association of the Lord in the form of His holy name, then Shravanadi Sudachitta, the consciousness becomes completely purified. So we must take shelter of our friend, our dearmost friend. I was thinking at the beginning of the japa period how Srila Prabhupada requests everybody to take a vow to chant this holy name, 16 rounds a day. And when you think of it, what He's really asking you to do is to be with Krishna in a very intimate way for an extended period of time every day. And the Lord is there for you. This is a very intimate activity, chanting the holy name. We use our lips and we use our tongue and we use our ear. These are very intimate organs of the body. And as the verse said, the Lord is dancing on our tongue. Our dearmost friend comes very close to us, and we can open our own hearts to Him then. And He's very responsive. He's very, very responsive. Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Haribo. Just a couple of more reflections. Anyone can mention one time when you felt that you were helped by chanting the holy name, and how that was. You felt help from chanting. Sharing means caring. Yes.
So I feel, Guru Maharaj, you were mentioning that senses are like serpents. They are always ready to bite whenever they get a chance. So especially for me, when I have a tendency to eat late night, so it is very hard to wake up early morning and go to Mangalarti. So, but when I have chanted my rounds early morning, I have this strength to not take the food after sunset. I can still stay, even if the senses are trying to, push me, just take something, you need to eat.
That's a big deal.
So that helps me even yesterday. So I could go to bed early and wake up early today morning and attend the Mangala.
Very practical. Haribo. Okay, one more.
Hare Krishna. I feel when chanting early morning, and that feels like the mind is like a sponge. So in the morning it's very dry, but if you fill it up with Krishna consciousness, with mantra, Maha Mantra, then it's so full. So when I go around during the day, and no other material things can come in that in the mind. So it's very helpful.
Haribo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Gaur Premanande Haribo. Hare Krishna. No echo. Hare Krishna. So one of the most important verses about the holy name is in the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and it's by Devahuti, who says, Aho bata shwa pachato garyanya jiva agre vartate nama tubhyam te pusta paste juhuvusasna arya brahmanatra nama granantiyete. And now Kautakarnava Prabhu will give some commentary on this verse.
So she is exclaiming that how glorious is the chanting of the holy names. Aho bada shwa pachoto garyan. Even people who are dog eaters, even if they chant your holy names, Aho bada shwa pachoto garyan. Yajjiva agre vartate navatubhyam. On whose holy names on whose tongues your holy name is there. Yajjiva agre vartate namatubhyam tepus tapaste juhvu sasnurarya. They have completed all the austerities. They have tepus tapaste jagnu susnurarya. They have the qualification. Brahmanuchurnam grinanti yede. So, they have completed all the pilgrimages and bathing in the holy rivers. Yajnas. So, that is the glories of the chanting the holy names.
But they have to chant a lot, right?
Yes.
No, just a little. So it says, Yajiva agre vartetena. So just, even if it's on the tip of their tongue, just one time, Hare Krishna. Everyone say Hare Krishna. So if someone one time says Hare Krishna, then you have to say, oh, this person, they've already gone through law school. And they've graduated because they've come to this level. They've been able to say Hare Krishna. Even one time, even just a little bit chanting Hare Krishna. And in the commentary of the verse, our Ācāryas talk about how all reformation takes place by chanting the holy name. There's 2 points. One is, more than 2 points, but one is that if somebody's chanting Hare Krishna, we can understand that they've already made this huge progress. It's like if you go in the court and you see your friend as a judge, then you can understand, he went to law school. He's already been there. And the other point is that if you chant Hare Krishna, then you'll be elevated to the highest position just by chanting. So what we're doing here, by taking time to associate, as Bhagavad Ashraya Prabhu so articulately pointed out, with our best friend, then we become transformed. We're elevated by the chanting of the holy name. And also we can appreciate that anybody who has the inkling to do such a thing Or even just to say Hare Krishna, like the people last night who were stopping at Harinam and they just stop and they go, Hare Krishna. That these people are exalted souls. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that if one time I hear somebody say Hare Krishna, then I can understand they're the best out of the whole population. And so we can reform ourselves. We can actually rise to a position where we can control our senses, where we can love Krishna, where we can taste the nectar of life just by engaging in heartfelt and regular practice, or even if it's not heartfelt, even if it's just dutiful chanting of Hare Krishna every day. What do you think? Haribol. Okay, we have 5 minutes left before we open the curtains, and today, just after the greeting of the deities, we're going to have the Guru Puja. So before we open the curtains, I just need a few volunteers to sweep the floor, because I don't know if it's the way the light's hitting it, but it doesn't seem very clean. What do you think, Yudhpriya? It could be cleaner, right? So let's do a 5-minute marathon cleaning of the temple room when I say 3. 1, 2, 3, go!